What's going on in your society, in our society?
It's a trap!
In our societies, in our global village. So what's really going on here? Let's dive into the chaos and see if we can make sense of it in my podcast. What's going on? A lot going on in our country, Canada, as well as in the United States of America and around the globe. Joining me today, Aditya Jha. Welcome, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste. You and I had a wonderful conversation a couple months back, and we touched very sensitive issues. And today the world scenario is changed because of President Donald Trump and because of our upcoming election and because of our own geopolitical situation. So, sir, what's really going on these days?
First of all, I want to say one thing, Tahir bhai. Every time I meet you, and I haven't said that your heart is in the right place.
Thank you.
It takes a lot in today's times for people to really hold their thoughts, their views, where their heart is. So you are one of the rare ones.
Thank you very much.
It's wonderful to know you.
Thank you.
So as you said, lots are happening. But I think lots were happening, always had been happening. But what has happened recently, it is what the word should be, things are upside down. So the whole thing has changed with Mr. Trump. He is not only Mr. Trump, he is, in my view, the aggressive part of Mr. Trump. He was always aggressive. But you think about aggressive, this is who he is. And he has made people sit up. The people, this whole soya latte, coffee kind of people. And, I was listening to this number. As much it sounds cruel and very like a kind of a belligerent action that US aid has been shut down. It looks like the whole world getting so much of support. But what people don't know, and I was amazed that of that $40 billion plus, only 6% of that fund goes to the ground. 6%. And the other thing was that some study has been done that only 10 companies around the world, and especially mostly the Western world, they hold more than 50% of the fund disbursement. So, as much, even I feel very uncomfortable, that very belligerent style and all that thing. But if the 6% only had been going there, I don't care if the tree is shaken very badly. It's okay. At least 94 cents. This is not about that 94. It is about a mindset. It is an attack on that mindset of people. They take it for granted. This whole woke culture, woke thing, and this whole leftist narrative as those that I don't need to do anything. The world needs to do everything for me. So I think this is going on right now in a big way.
So we are next to United States of America, and we are facing lots of challenges based on our own recent past and our recent politics as well. And US was about to impose tariffs on us just few days back. And now they paused it with few certain conditions. If we meet those certain conditions in coming days, we might escape tariffs. How do you see that road going forward?
Tahir, I'm going to say something which you may be surprised. I see that America is doing a big favor to us.
Really?
I really see that, because I know I'm going to be criticized for that. They have done a phenomenal favor to us. This country was sleeping at the switch. What have they asked for from us? That illegal migration coming from your country to my country.
Secure the borders.
Secure the borders. So which country are you out of your mind? Why shouldn't you secure your borders? The whole world, this whole army and defense and this and that is to secure the borders. And is it too much? In fact, it's too little that they have asked us. I think America is doing a favor to us because we had such an incompetent government. But more than the government, and I would like to talk about this, we have the ecosystem in this country that needs to be discussed. That is the dangerous ecosystem. So America, Mr. Trump has done a favor by demanding two things. Fentanyl, drugs. So they're asking you, please stop the flow of drug. I'm saying stop the drug in the country. Flow is happening only because you have drugs in the country. The people who are dealing in that, they are here. So this is a big favor that there's a wake-up call for you. And it's not a wake-up call with a little hammer on your head. Okay? And this is totally doable. I think in all sincerity, in fact, we should become more aggressive in following through that so that America should have nothing. And the securing the border, there's another third thing. When I heard that the defense spending Mr. Trump is asking the NATO countries to make, we spend about 1.6% of our GDP on defense. And America is over 3.6 something percent. The goal is 4%. Now he's asking for everybody to spend. If I was the prime minister, which I am not, the chances are that is not going to be there. We have spent so many billions during this COVID time and other times, and we can debate about that. We should move to 3%, only with the caveat. And that way, in fact, Mr. Trump, I would be worried if Canada becomes very strong defense-wise. Who wants a neighbor to be very strong? Right now, he's asking, I would use that money, the increased budget, to totally focus in Canada in the def tech. Canada should become better than Israel in defense technology. We should go crazy in funding because the next frontier of the defense is going to be technology. It is already proving that way. Canada has a unique opportunity, and we should say we are going to spend money. We are going to hire 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 programmers, defense technology guy, artificial intelligence guy. We are going to be just defense. And that money should be spent in Canada. Instead of buying the fighter jets and all that. In fact, we should become Lockheed Martin, and for others, we should become the center of excellence. In certain part, like in Canada space, the Canada arm, if you remember, it was Canada arm, the arm in the space. And so why can't we become the defense arm? Like tech, in everywhere we should become like a mouse, which is like they should become, if Canada is not there, it's like we become part of the very vital supply chain. So I would say that if people like us have no seat at the table, even in the next government, I'm seeing the same old new version is coming. And we should talk about this whole stupid diaspora politics. But otherwise, defense technology, we should become the capital. We should be in next 10 years, our goal should be number one in the world in defense technology. And huge investment. It will be a job creator and everything. And for this, the two things which Mr. Trump has asked, I think we should go and thank him.
So the thing is,
but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you when you ask me that question.
Yeah. So I understand the compulsions of diaspora politics. We'll touch that later in our discussion. You just mentioned Mr. Trump is actually doing a favor to us to fix two of our biggest problems.
Any country should say, yes, sir,
yes,
I will do it.
But on the other hand, our mainstream politicians, all political parties, are instigating, not just the politicians and the political parties, our legacy media as well. They are instigating patriotism, They are saying, oh, okay, it's a wake-up call for us to do
Tahir
trade
bhai,
with
I'm
the rest of the
interrupting
world.
you. I'm interrupting you.
Yes,
What better patriotic task than secure your borders?
absolutely.
What better patriotic task than your country should be free of drugs?
But our
So
politicians and
no,
media
but you and
don't
I,
think that
that's what
way.
we should say. You are not smart. You are unsmart.
Yes.
You're behaving in a stupid way. We should, I'm saying again, thank Donald Trump that he asked these two things. And this should be easy. But what is going to happen? We will whitewash.
Right.
If this country, with the history of the recent history, when we did COVID days, that software arrive can and all that, you'll see that $1.6 billion going to the security czar. I hope we don't do some stupid procurement again. We hire people, consultants, and all that will happen. We just show we have spent $1.6 billion. That whitewash will be a biggest disservice. And I hope that someone like, as much I don't like Elon Musk, because he's very brazen style he has, but somebody should say, hey, where did you spend that 1.6 billion? What is that bottom line? Like USAID, 6% of the total 40 billion going to the project. I think somebody should shake up, hold the neck of the people. And the tragedy is for the next 30 days, who's running this country? Most competent guy in this whole country can find, Mr. Justin Trudeau.
Yeah. So what is beyond that?
Huh? I hope, beyond that is hope. That because, Tahir bhai, it is not that fentanyl flow. It is not the border crossing. There is an ecosystem of that, the support for that. There are multi-layers of problem. The security agencies, the media, the think tank, the bureaucracy. This has been all. There is a viral, there is an infection. They are infected. We need to clean up. We need to clean up these different layers. If you think by whitewashing, catching 2,000 border crossing guys and we caught 100 kilos of fentanyl, nothing. It's nothing going to happen.
But in this transient time, when tariffs are paused, America is expecting something very concrete from us to do that. What I'm seeing from our politicians and media as well.
I think tariff will not happen.
Yeah, that's the debate we'll do a little later. But what I'm seeing at this moment, there is a smear campaign against Trump regarding his statement on Gaza, regarding his action about
We'll come to
USA.
Gaza later, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying for these two things what he's asked for.
Yes.
I am asking you, Tahir bhai, what is wrong he's asking? Protect
Nothing
your
wrong.
border. Stop the flow of drug. Before flow of drug, stop the drug peddlers in your country. Who is peddling the drugs? Is your diaspora politics. Because they justify around the world. The moment you start fanning these tribal politics of different countries, they justify extortion. They justify drug peddling, gun running, the gang wars. All that gets justified in the name of the so-called cause. And then you have layers has been infiltrated in security agencies. So I think Mr. Trump is doing a favor to us. And the problem would be this, that we will spend the money and maybe US will say, okay, you have done your job. We will do some, just a veneer of the changes. But that is not going to solve the long-term problem. Canada has a serious long-term problem. We have some structural issues. We have a layered problem in this country. And one of the prime ministers said, half of the parliament you will find, there will be seat warmers sitting on some committees, busy, some foreign trips, and that's it. And then you will have special interest groups. There are few groups. I know I have served on one of the Government of Canada's board, the National Capital Planning Commission, and all that. I have seen how very small group of focused people can get what kind of money from this country. I would not name. You would know. The $100 million was given to somebody in a religious setup. They do good job, but there are many people can do good job.
Right. But again, I'll come back to that point. Instead of being thankful to Prime Minister,
President Trump.
My apology. Instead of being
By the way, he wants to be Canada's Prime Minister, by the way.
instead of being thankful to President Trump, we are running smear campaign against him in all issues on geopolitics.
I think common people are very smart. And if the voices like this will come up, he says, he's asking nothing. He's asking us to protect our borders. He's asking us, please stop the flow. But flow is happening because we have drugs sitting here. And the drugs, who carry it, go crazy on them. Catch them and go to, as I said, attack. The structural issue is that you will have to cleanse this, our system, Canadian system, which harbors, allows that. People should pee in their pants before they see that they will do something like that. Do you know many people, they think that only 2 years of jail and I will have 2-3 million sitting in my dollar in my bank account. Okay, I'll do it.
So, in this environment, what directions we are heading in terms of steering our politics in coming months?
I think time has come. We should not expect, I'm being cynical. I don't expect much from the politicians. I don't expect that things will change in the politics. The issue is time has come when the civil society has to be organized and vocal and say, these are 3, 4, 5 issues. I will not allow the social calm in my country to be disrupted. We will not, at any cost, we will not allow that the Canada geopolitical interest or bilateral interest will not be compromised by any diaspora issue, unless it's a national interest. The basics of geopolitics is, Tahir Bhai, what is in your national interest, that is right. Doesn't matter. People talk, they can have think tank, we will have all the discussions, white paper and all that thing. Go, small country like Singapore. Look at how they behave. Everything is what is the interest of the country. Look at Israel. You can disagree. And not that everything they do is right. But national interest is paramount.
But we also claim that our politicians claim...
No, bullshit. You think national interest is there, then what do? Syrian crisis happens. Sorry, today I'm a little aggressive. What has happened? 25,000 people you bring, $4 billion.
Perhaps more than that.
No, 4 billion initially spent.
Right.
That same 4 billion, if we had given to Jordan and created a Canada city, could have helped instead of 25,000, 400,000 Syrians. They all would be speaking Arabic.
But Jordan is not willing to take...
No, that time they would have. Turkey took so many people. We didn't give money to them. Can you do your Google? How many Syrians will taken by Saudi Arabia? By United Arab Emirates?
None, I think.
None. Why shouldn't other neighboring countries too take?
That's what Trump is suggesting today.
So why not Indonesia should take it? Why not India should take it? Why shouldn't Pakistan take it? Where the cultural similarity is there, you want to uproot them. You think you're doing a favor? I have in my life, first time in the last 2-3 years, I've seen begging on the streets of Mississauga when I'm driving by. It's not that I have anything against them. I feel bad about that. And West is also to be blamed. Just in the name of democracy and autocrat against the Assad and all
diversity.
that. Then you see the video game pictures of Syria. What good we are doing? This whole notion that I am going to fix you is a wrong notion. You $1 trillion you waste in Afghanistan, end of the day, nobody questions that. Borders have to be protected. I was listening to a beautiful speech by President Reagan, the last speech, and he talks about America. Amazing thing. What is America? You come to America, you become American. He says, you go to France, you are not a Frenchman. You go to Australia, you are not this and that. In America, you come. But those were the days they were bringing the best and the brightest. This country definitely needs, Western societies need immigrants. But they need immigrants who they need.
Quality immigrants, not
No,
quantity.
I will not say the word quality.
Right.
I'll say that is, maybe it sounds elitist.
Right.
Even if there's a plumber.
Of course, they're quality immigrants too.
So I'm saying, so what we need, we should bring it. The people who need help, we should help them in their country. We should help them in their neighboring country. Why it is so that I have to bring everything here when I know that that person will be in trouble? They can't speak language and this and that. Culturally, there's a problem.
And also we should first help our own people before helping others.
No, but you help them, but help where it is
Needed.
And demand from the neighbors of those countries that there has to be a proportion. This piddly little country like ours, we pull our weight beyond what we can afford.
Right.
We should definitely be compassionate. We should be helpful, but we should know our limitation. And we should look at everybody.
Right.
I said, if everybody, like in my village, I supported 3 teachers, high school teachers. There's a government school, and no science teacher, no math teacher, no English teacher. And I grew up in that village. And I was talking to the headmaster. I said, how will they have somebody like me from that village to here if there's no? So I had a long chat with a lot of people. I said, you know what? Whatever you all will give, 50, and I'll match that. After 3 years, not a 500 rupees anybody gave. And I got so pissed off. After 3 years, I stopped paying for those teachers. It's not a good thing to do. But I said, how is it so that people will not share? Everybody has to share.
Right. So you are a very dynamic businessman. You earned Order of Canada highest, our reward for any citizen.
I'm a member of the highest civilian honor of the country.
Absolutely.
And lots of other things, honorary
Yes,
doctorate and all that good things.
You are also one of the pioneer businessmen in IT world.
One of the early guys.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
of course, I must say pioneers. And you have your very good name in your business, in our society. So how do you see our business world, Canadian business world, going on, moving forward in this very complex situation?
I think, Sadhairbhai, I'll repeat myself. We need to, people like you and I, we should see how we can invigorate the civil society in Canada. I have given up on the politicians.
Right.
Because they just do this. They want to be politically correct. There is a special interest groups. It's like, you see that in India. Vote is the only thing it becomes. The whole game is vote. Government forming for governance or government forming to form the government. So this whole focus is forming the government. You know and I know, we know the people, the ideology we support, you and I today, because there is election coming, we will not be near them. They will think, oh, this is a guy, because there is a special interest group which has encircled them.
Right. And that's what is diaspora politics?
That is the diaspora. Canada is one of the biggest problem is this unsmart, I would say even bordering stupid issues. People have every right to express their views. If injustice has happened, they must express. We should sympathize with that. But protest should not become disruption. It should not hit the very, very foundation of Canadian values. The violence should not be permitted. You saw the posters, kill Indian High Commissioner. Which country, civilized society will allow that? Intent to kill and nothing happens.
Yeah. That's what you and I had a conversation last time.
Yeah. So this is something serious. Only civil society and business people. So let's pray and hope in next 6 months we should do something. And I am very thankful to Mr. Trump for putting gun on our head. For what? It's just like when you tell a child, hey, polish your shoes, wear the nice clothes, be safe, drive safely. Maybe it's a paternalistic way, but otherwise, do we listen to anything?
So based on all those diaspora politics, identity politics, and the kind of a political correctness we are facing through all those vested interest groups, in fact, what sort of ecosystem you see in our society?
I told you this ecosystem, the political correctness gone too far. And I worry about something more. And I tell my son, because he thinks, he's a doctor, he's doing his job. Good job. He should not worry about all this. I said, no, son. The backlash is going to happen. They will do these things crazy. And then you will see those right wing, those whom you call fascist and this, and they will become fringe element, will become the mainstream. Europe, you've seen Denmark, it has happened, Sweden, it has happened. And then those who were the fringe politicians become the mainstream guy. They're running the government. And they are saying, they upset the deputy prime minister of Denmark. I was shocked. And when she said, Muslims, if you don't behave, we'll send you back. So then they will not differentiate. The Tahir Gora on the podcast and Aditya is a very broad-minded person. No. I look the same way. The same way हमारे वो कहते हैं ना when the wheat is grind, if there is a small insects, they get grind with that too.
Right.
So we will. So I worry about our own safety.
Yes.
And even these guys, those who don't understand, this is a very minuscule person. They will be in trouble.
They're already in trouble.
They will be in trouble. That they think they have this anti-India, anti-Hindu. They're crazy people.
Or anti-Israel. Or anti.
No, you have anti-Israel, go there. Fight there. Anti-India, go there. Fight. Take RPG grenades and do there. Leave my country. This is one of the best country.
Right. So in today's conversation, I would like to sum up with some of your ideas, what you and I just discussed off the camera, that we need to stir our civil society debates.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we should, Tahir Bhai, we should hold events of 50, 100 people and have provocative discussions.
Right.
That we need to save Canada. We need to save ourselves.
Yes.
We need to save the civility in the country.
Yes.
In the developed world. People like you and I, we didn't come here to get into this muck of politics. I could have stayed back. I was a student union leader there. I could have stayed there and done the politics. No. Chose for whatever reason a professional life.
Yes. Peaceful life, good life.
I love this thing that the work I did with the Aboriginal people in Canada, and I loved it for 5 years to nurture entrepreneurship. I have endowments at 3 Canadian universities, 2 colleges, about 20 plus students to get a scholarship. My dream is how, at this stage of my life, how my usefulness is to the society. And there are certain things I am thinking personally, but I'm saying this is our time to make ourselves useful so that we live in a civilized society, a safer society, a better society, a gentler, a kinder. and know your limitations. Don't try to fix the world. Don't create troubles in the world. That is true. We should not create troubles in the world.
So you and I will continue talking on those sensitive, delicate, and important issues. In our today's conversation, how would you like to conclude our today's podcast?
I think you have motivated me. You have today's discussion it's been off and on my thoughts, but you have because I was becoming a little bit disheartened because I thought there are political changes on the horizon. We can make some difference. But do you see anything like that? What Mr. Trump did, right or wrong? There are people who want to change America, right or wrong. Do you see that discussion? We are just saying you are bad, you are bad, you are bad.
Right.
But how are we going to change this country? How are we going to keep the social calm in this country? There are two distinguishing features of this country. When I came to this place, somebody asked me, and I said that despite this multitude of everything, the social calm this country has is amazing. And the second is, unlike most of the countries, America, India, and all that, you won't see the muscle of state is not visible in this country. In a civilized place, people don't show their muscle, not those black glasses, 500 people, choppers on this and that. When I had come, I remember Mr. Chrétien was the prime minister, and an intruder entered his kitchen, and the RCMP, his security guys, took few minutes to come because there was no fence around the house of the prime minister of the country. That is the God's place, in my view. When you don't have muscle protecting you, that means you live in a civilized society. And that has gone. And that will go. Because we should really invoke that. How are we going to ensure those two distinguishing features of Canada? Social calm and absence of a state in the public life. They are there. When the muscle is needed, if there is a danger, some catastrophic events, you will see those muscular people, everybody show up. But you don't see, even now, not that much in Canada. But the day is coming, if we have these diaspora guys that you saw that in the problem is in Gaza, and then you have university shut down.
Right.
What can university do? And we tolerate it. We should have bought them ticket to go there and fight. My heart also bleeds for the suffering of the Gazans. There's no doubt. I have zero sympathy for the leadership who brought that on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Hamas is the reason.
Yeah, but the average person, the trauma, what will last? I think somebody said we should bring people from there. I'm scared to bring those traumatized people, even though they deserve the support.
Yeah.
But imagine what is the impact they have.
Few thousands already came here and could not adjust it.
Not only that, the anger,
Yes.
the frustration, the trauma.
Yes.
There will be a manifestation of that. You don't know what will happen. You drop them 50,000. I had heard that Mr. Trudeau was thinking. I said he might as well. He should just do a bomb explosion in this country. This is what happens. You have people who believe in posturing. I'm a feminist. Because I'm this. Very nice way of speaking. Like that, the way, like this, what I say, the soy latte with the vanilla touch.
And good looking.
Good looking. And the drama
Yes.
of that. Oh, we should not talk like that. We should be very open-minded. I'm not saying everything I say is right. But I'm just saying, as I said in the beginning, your heart in the right place. I know my heart is in the right place.
Absolutely.
When for 5 years, I worked with the Aboriginal people of Canada, I know how well I connected with those brothers. In the next podcast we should do, first to arrive, last to serve. I wish we had a time. We talk about the diaspora. What about these guys who've been there for 5, 6, 7, 8,000 years?
Yes.
And who cares for them?
We'll definitely have them in.
No,
our
I
podcast.
just first to arrive, last to be served. That should be your next topic, and I will bring the Grand Chief, and you will see that with the hat and all that, how hurt they are, how angry they are.
Definitely we'll have them.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's part of me. Me, you don't know. And I have 1/3 of my scholarships for them at the university and college.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Aditya Jha bhai.
Thank you.
We are very grateful for your time, for your thoughts,
Yes.
and we'll continue
Thank you.
this light going
Yeah.
forward.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Viewers, you just heard mine and Aditya Jha's conversation. And we'll continue our conversation, not just conversation, some action as well. So keep tuning with us. And thank you for watching today's podcast with me and Aditya Jha.